Hi there, fourth grade. I hope you had a nice long weekend, and I hope you enjoy the beautiful day today. And I'm going to continue reading with chapter 5, and that is when Peter and Alex, his new friend, were going into the worm business, and they went to Mrs. Mulder's house. They had 33 worms. Mrs. Mulder lived in an old house that was painted gray with blue shutters. Alex rang her bell. A big, round woman with hair the color of her house and glasses halfway down her nose came to the door. She wore sneakers and blue jeans and a red, white, and blue shirt. Well, hello, Alex. Long time no see. Hi, Mrs. Mulder, Alex said. I've got a partner now. She looked at me over the rims of her glasses. I'm Peter Hatcher. We just moved in down the street. She kept looking at me, so I kept talking. In the Wetman's house, Millie and George Wetman, they're friends of my mother and father. We're just here for the year to see how we like being away from the city. Are you finished? She asked. Yes, good. Then let's get down to business. We've got 33 for you today, Mrs. Mulder, Alex said. Real beauties. 33? She held up the jar and studied them. They look awfully small. Smaller ones are sweeter, I said. She gave me a strange look at this time. So I added quickly, they'll get bigger later in the summer. Really? I should think they'd be at their best now. Oh no, I told her. They'll be getting fatter and longer by August, and by September they'll be in their prime. Is that a fact? She asked. Uh-huh, I said, praying that she wouldn't guess I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, live and learn, Mrs. Mulder said. She went inside and came back with her wallet. You know, she told us, I could go down to the filling station and buy a container of worms, but I think freshly dug ones are so much better. She opened her wallet. Let's see. 5 cents times 33 worms. That's $1.50. She handed the money to Alex. Excuse me, Mrs. Mulder, Alex said, but it's $1.65. Mrs. Mulder laughed. Can't fool you, can I, Alex? No, Mrs. Mulder, not when it comes to math. Would you like more worms next week? Of course, as many as you can bring me. You can't have too many worms, you know. Alex gave me a look, and we thanked Mrs. Mulder and walked away. Once we were out of earshot, Alex said, small ones are sweeter, and he gave me an elbow to the ribs. Worm soup tonight, I told him, and we exploded laughing. After supper, Mom got Tootsie into her sling, and the 5 of us went to Baskin Robbins. When we got there, Fudge walked up to the girl behind the counter and said, worm ice cream. Beg your pardon, the girl said. Worm ice cream, he repeated. We don't have the flavor of the month, Fudge told her. Worm ice cream. Are you saying, she began. Yes, he is. I said, worm, that's W-O-R-M. I can spell, the girl said, annoyed, but I really don't think that people would go for that flavor. Some people would, right, Peta? Sure, I said. Some people right in this town might think it's terrific. Look, kids, we're very busy tonight, so cut out the wise guy stuff and tell me what you want. I'll have the chocolate chip mint sundae with the works, I told her. And I'll have fudge ripple cone, Fudge said, just like my name. Oh, your name is Cone, she asked. No. Ripple? No. I suppose you're going to tell me it's Fudge, right? That's right, Fudge said, chinning himself on the counter. Cute kid, she mumbled to herself. Real cute. Chapter 6 is called Farley Drexel meets Rat Face. In August, Turtle needed his yearly checkup and shots. Mom and Dad asked around and decided on the Ark, an animal hospital near the highway. To get there, we have to drive through town, on a bridge over the lake where Alex and I dug worms, up a long hill, and all the way out to the traffic circle. It seemed to me that they could have found someplace closer. Turtle always shakes when he goes to the vets. I don't know how he's going to get to it. I'm not sure how he's going to get his shots, but he does. I tried talking to him softly, telling him it only hurt for a second, but he whined and cowered in the corner anyway. On the way back, we stopped off at Sandy's Bakery near the traffic circle. They make the best brownies I've ever tasted, and without nuts. Mom is allergic to nuts, which means she can't even eat peanut butter. Without peanut butter, I might starve. The week before school started, I had a lot of trouble falling asleep. It was too quiet in Princeton. I missed the sounds of the city. I tried not to think of my Kreskin's crystal sitting in its box on the shelf in my closet. I tried counting sheep and reciting the alphabet backwards. But when that didn't work, I just couldn't sleep. I just couldn't help myself. I jumped out of bed and got it. As I held it up, I imagined Kreskin himself standing on the front of my bed chanting, "Sleep, sleep." I woke up the next morning with my Kreskin's crystal under me. I had a pain in my butt from sleeping on top of it, and I felt really guilty about having used it at all. I cheated on Jimmy Fargo. We'd made a deal, and I'd broken it. Some friend I was. I wanted to tell him that it was okay with me if he decided to use our rock, but Jimmy was in Vermont with his mother, and they had no phone up there. And I was the only one who was having trouble sleeping. "I can't sleep anymore," Fudge said at breakfast. "Why not?" Dad asked. "I'm afraid." "Of what?" Dad said. "Monsters." "There's no monsters," Dad told him. "How do you know?" "Because I do," Dad said, spreading his strawberry jam on the toast. "Did you learn that at college?" Fudge asked, making a mush of his cereal. "No." "Then where did you learn it?" Fudge asked. Dad sipped his coffee. Then he said, I learned it in high school." "Come on, Dad," I said, laughing. Dad gave me a look and let me know that I should keep my mouth closed. I wondered if he and Mom had told me this ridiculous thing when I was a little kid, and if I believed him. "I'm still afraid," Fudge said. "I want to sleep in Peta's room." "No way," I said. "There's no way I'm going to have him in my room. He talks in his sleep." "Then I'll sleep with Mommy," Fudge announced. My mother, who had been reading the morning paper, looked up. "What?" she asked. "From now on, I'm sleeping with you," Fudge said. "You have your own room, Fudgy," Mom told him, "with your own big boy bed." "I don't want my own room," he shouted. "I want to share. Sharing is better. You always say so." Mom sighed. "That's different," she said. "Sharing is for toys and cookies, and maybe if Turtle sleeps with Fudge." "Maybe if Turtle sleeps with Fudge," Dad began, but I didn't wait for him to finish. "Hey, wait a minute. Turtle is my dog, remember?" But you're willing to share him, aren't you, Peter?" Dad asked. "Not at night. He sleeps with me." Fudge started to cry. "Nobody cares about Fudgy. Nobody cares if monsters eat him up." "Nobody's going to eat you up," Mom said. "How do you know?" Fudge asked. Because I do, that's how," Mom said. "Did you learn that in high school?" Excuse me," I said, getting up from the table. But this is where I came in. Fudge solved the problem himself. Every night after the rest of the family had gone to sleep, Fudge dragged his Snoopy sleeping bag down the hall and parked himself in front of Mom and Dad's bedroom where he slept. And Mom and Dad didn't do anything about it. They'd just get up in the morning and step right over him. They told each other it was just a phase, that he'd get over it. If Fudge wasn't going through the phase, he was going through one phase, he was going through another. I couldn't help thinking that one of these days Tootsie would be going through phases too. The way it looked now, there might be no end. On the day before school started, Alex and I rode our bikes to the shopping center to buy our school supplies. That reminded me of Jimmy Fargo and how we always used to go shopping for school supplies together. I felt really lonely thinking about Jimmy and scared about what school would be like here. Maybe the kids would hate me. Maybe I'd hate them. Maybe we'd hate each other. Maybe I'd get a dumb teacher. Dumb teachers are the worst. I should know. I had one in 3rd grade. That night, I didn't even try to sleep without my Kreskin's crystal. Even so, I woke up about 1,000,000 times during the night. The next morning, I asked Mom how she expected me to walk Fudge to school and still ride my bike with Alex, because Alex told me that all the kids in Princeton ride bikes to school. "Maybe you could ride slowly and Fudge could walk beside you," she said. "Come on, Mom." "Well, maybe you could walk him until he knows the way by himself." "That might take all year," I said. "Besides, I want to go to school with Alex." "Look, Peter, how about if you just walk him the first week and then we'll see what happens?" "I don't think you understand, Mom. 6th graders don't walk kindergarten babies to school at all." "And I don't think you understand how disappointed Fudgy's going to be," Mom said, slamming the refrigerator. "But if that's the way you feel about it, I'll take him myself." "Good idea," I told her. But Fudge, who'd been listening behind the kitchen door, shouted, "No, I want to go to school with Peta. You promised." He told Mom. "You promised." Mom looked at me as if to say, "You see?" "Oh, all right," I said. "I'll ride and you can follow me. I'll ride too." "You don't have a bike." I have a toddle bike." "You can't ride a toddle bike to school." "Why not?" "Because you can't. Now hurry up. I don't want to be late for the first day." Alex was waiting for me outside. We headed to school. Fudge tried hard to keep up with us, running alongside our bikes, panting all the way. We were really going slow, but still, he couldn't make it. I felt sorry for the kid. It wasn't his fault. He was just a kindergarten baby. So I scooped him up and sat him on the crossbar of my bicycle, even though my parents have warned me a million times never to do that. I think they knew someone who smashed his head open that way. But what they didn't know wouldn't hurt them. Besides, the school wasn't far, and Fudge really liked riding on my bar. He waved to everybody on the street. "I'm starting kindergarten today," he sang. Alex, who has no brothers and sisters, laughed. When we got to school, I took Fudge to Mrs. Hildebrand's kindergarten and handed her Fudge's registration card. Then I went upstairs with Alex to Mr. Bogner's 6th grade. All the kids were singing, "Oh, who owns the school? Oh, who owns the school? Oh, who owns the school?" the people say. "Oh, we own the school. Oh, we own the school," because we're 6th graders today. I sat down at the desk next to Alex. On my other side was a girl, about 3 heads taller than me, with long, tangled brown hair. Mr. Bogner wasn't dumb. I could tell right off. I can always tell. First, he told us about his summer. He was an outward bound instructor in Colorado. He taught college kids to climb mountains. Then, we told him what we did over the summer. I would have liked mine to sound more exciting. I would like to have told the class, "This summer I sailed the Atlantic with my dog."